What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about my excitement for Infinite Wealth. Thought, obviously being a Saturday video, I tend to do things like this. Last week, we talked about Prince of Persia and The Last of Us, but let's be real. Let's be honest, at least for myself. Going into this year, Infinite Wealth, it's at the top of my list. I don't know if it's my most anticipated game of the year, but it's probably for sure in the top 5, okay? And seeing that, I'm actually recording this a bit earlier, but we're less than a week away, right? The game comes out like this upcoming Friday. I could not be more excited, let me tell you, for this game. This is a franchise that I've gotten into this past year, and this game just has everything that I think I need from a game. The biggest issue for it is when it releases. This game comes out, and then just a week later, you get the likes of Suicide Squad, Persona, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. The thing is, and where I'm actually at, I'm going to be, like, Suicide Squad does get priority in a way. When Suicide Squad comes out, I think I'm going to put Infinite Wealth down, just muscle my way, go straight through, not rush, but go through Suicide Squad from start to finish, and then go back to Infinite Wealth. Persona 3 has sadly... I'm going to get it, and I cannot wait for that game. But that's really been put on the sidelines where I will play that game once I am done with Infinite Wealth. And it doesn't get any easier. You got Helldivers, Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, Final Fantasy at the end of the month. I mean, February is the most packed month, I would say, of this the year so far. Obviously, we got many, many months to go. But for Infinite Wealth, which comes out right before that, right, January 26th, I am so excited to see what they do with Kiryu, to see how that ending goes. I'm excited to see more of Ichiban, making these videos and seeing kind of comments. I didn't know, Ichiban definitely seems to be quite split of people that like him versus don't like him. I talked about him actually quite a bit in my retrospective video I did on Back to the Past on Like a Dragon. I can see, maybe some of the dislike of him, but I personally think he's a pretty darn solid character. And yeah, they got to give me a little bit more, especially going forward here. If Kiryu's gone after this game, that he's going to lead the franchise. I mean, those are big shoes to fill. And maybe not even one specific person should fill that shoe, as the franchise continues if you don't have Kiryu. So want to see him, want to see Kiryu, just want to play this game, coming right off of Like a Dragon, which I beat like 2.5 weeks ago, and maybe like 3 weeks by the time Infinite Wealth comes out. You would think, I was worried about it because I didn't want to be like burnt out on the turn-based stuff. Honestly, I'm not, because I really enjoyed it. I love the job system. I love, how it just changes up everything. I'm really excited to go back and to see new moves, to see those little changes that actually kind of make quite a big impact, even just like moving your character slightly, right, in combat, those kind of quality of life things. I'm excited to go back in, and some of these things are going to be very similar and very familiar to what I just played, less than a month ago, but I'm excited to see those changes. I'm excited to visit new areas. We talked about like the management, the island management, which myself, I will attempt, maybe just a little. I'm going to try to force my wife into doing it. I wonder how important it's going to be. The business management game in 7 was actually quite necessary if you wanted to do well in the base game. It was an easy path to money. It was an easy path to characters. It was an easy path to abilities. You really should, and I did, you really should do it in 7, and you probably are going to have to do it in 8. So that might be actually my downfall, but, everything, the side missions, this is a game that, 7, I tried to do quite a bit. I did a lot of side stuff in 7. I plan on doing quite a bit of side stuff in Infinite Wealth. This is a game I know it's going to take, so long to play. They've warned about the length of this game, that this is not a game. I think what they've kind of hinted at is this game is not even a 3-day long game. If you were to lose your life for 3 games, which at that point, that's like 40, 50 hours, right? And I'm assuming you sleep a little during those 3 days. That's why I'm saying it like that. That's what they said, and they said that won't be enough. That will not be enough to beat this game. So I think even without the management game, the island management, you could probably put hundreds of hours. I have no doubt you could put like 100+ hours into that. Any of these side kind of games or even side missions and stuff, you can invest time. I assume if you just do the bare minimum, and grinding is probably a part of it, you're going to need to get more powerful, right? This game is probably a 50+ hour game And that's if you are rushing and cutting every corner humanly possible. Now, I know that going in. I'm ready for that going in. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with Persona, right? Persona 3 is also a game that's like 70, 80 hours. I can't balance two of those at the same time. So I think Infinite Wealth, Suicide Squad, and then back to Infinite Wealth, beat it, and then Persona 3. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Like I said, if I were to rank them, I did like 42 games that are coming out in 2024, and there's a lot of games that are uncertain. And now if we have like, when I'm recording this, I don't know when Indiana Jones is coming out, so if that was shown and the date was given at the Xbox event, say that game comes out, that would be pretty high on my list, I'm sure, but I really do think Infinite Wealth would be in the top 5. And as we've talked about many times, even going into the year, this really is the Prince of Persia and Last of Us were the official kickoff. They are literally like the first 2 games of the year that are releasing. Because you have Tekken, I think, is Tekken the same day as Infinite Wealth. So there's definitely other games, and but this, to me, this is the kickoff. This is the gigantic game that I've been waiting for, and really introduces us to 2024 as a year. And as I've said, me personally, I don't care about the journalists and the critics. This is a game of the year contender, at least it looks to be. So I would not be surprised if when I beat this game, I said, okay, this is my game of the year. Every game after this has to beat it, right? If Final Fantasy, when Final Fantasy comes out, when I play it, the game to beat is Infinite Wealth. When, whatever games in March, April, May, when Hellblade 2, when Indiana Jones, when Stellar Blade, when all these games come out, I imagine, at least to start, Infinite Wealth is... Now, that's high expectations. Very high. Depends on what they, I guess, do at the end with the story. Could bring it down. I guess if it's too repetitive on 7, like literally just copying and pasting, there are ways they can mess this up. I really don't think they will, because they're just incredibly consistent, and maybe like one of the most consistent studios on planet Earth, even with losing like their main guy, right? So they've gone through some stuff in recent years, and I feel pretty confident, though, still that Infinite Wealth is going to be really good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.